Everybody, it's Christine, and today I've got a simple stories layout for you from the August kits from the ScrapRoom. So this one is full of great outdoors themed stuff, and so you can see by the colors that I have some fun stuff to work with. So I loved the yellow, and I loved how the yellow matched my pictures. So I went ahead and I cut out a big circle of that. And then I'm going to use the wood grain paper for my background. Then I'm going to go ahead and start to get my pictures figured out. Now you can see my circle's not perfect. I already know I'm planning to cover up that area, so I didn't worry about going back and trimming it and, you know, dealing with a misshapen circle. No big deal there. So now I have a few different pictures that I want to make use of, so I'm going to trim these down a bit and mat them on some white cardstock. You can see I line them up all three in a row, and they will come out to be shorter than 12 inches, but not leaving a ton of extra room on either side of them. I'm going to go ahead and offset that over towards the right on there so that it's not perfectly centered, so it doesn't have super strong symmetrical feelings going on. Otherwise, I feel like it just looks too much. It's too symmetrical for me. I don't know if that even makes sense to everybody, but I think there's probably some of you out there who understand what I mean. Now we have this little super great simple set of ephemera. It comes with several different pieces, like around 8 usually, give or take depending on the size and such. And it is awesome because it has stuff for titles, it has stuff for embellishments, big, small, words, icons, all those things. So right now I'm just pulling it out to see what actually would work for my layout. I am not going to get real complicated here. I am just going to frame the picture with what I've got and do some journaling for this one. Of course, the trick when working with this little in embellishments is that you don't have a lot of options. So some of these are just not going to work for what I'm looking for, but I'm going to use anything that's close enough or can kind of tie in with the colors. So these pictures are kind of funny because they are of my son. We were up in the Northeast for looking at leaves in the fall, and we had found this really cool waterfall area, and he had like built his own little mini waterfall off of the waterfall with rocks, and then we stopped there a second time and it had gotten all messed up, whether by nature or by some other curious kiddo. And so he was kind of annoyed, and so I took pictures of him, and so I'm going to make my title fit with that. So this is just one of those funny parenting moments where his face was so classic and he was so annoyed that I had to grab the camera and take some pictures because it was just a cute story to retell. And so you can see I've got the pictures on there, I've got my title on there, and I'm working some different pieces from the die cut pack into it. And then I will continue to build out and tell the story part of it with my title and journaling. So currently it says The Great Outdoors, which I'm going to take this orangish, yellowish letters, and I am going to use the question marks from it, and I'm going to put it at the end of the title. And then I'm also going to put it a couple other spots on the layout. So kind of, you know, like The Great Outdoors, but is it? I thought that would work well with the story. So you can see also that I have added some strips, and I am going to go ahead and do some journaling in that, telling the story up above and then adding the location down below. And then I will, of course, add in some enamel dots. So especially those are an important embellishment for me when I'm working with a lighter amount of embellishment options. And so I pulled out my book of them, and I'm going to add a whole bunch of those throughout the layout. It's a quick, sweet, and simple layout, but gets the story told and captures that moment.